Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. 8 months ago, I made a video about the Logitech G29 racing wheel shifter pedal set, and today it is my best performing video on this channel. Now, I've had a lot of time to play with it, to mess around, change settings, do those kind of things. So I thought in this video I'd talk about the things I love and hate about the Logitech G29. And yeah, so let's about faffing, let's go on with it and enjoy the video. One of the things that I love about the steering wheel is the actual feel of it. Now, it's like a fake leather with like a stitched seam in the inside. It's got these quite nice thumb grips as well, and just the general feel of it feels quite close to the actual steering wheel. Now, with some of the other steering wheels on the market, they're made of like a cheap plastic. So I remember when Thrustmaster and some other like random brands did some steering wheels back when I worked at Curry's, I didn't like the feel of them, but this is the only one I've really gotten with so far without spending a lot of money. It feels like you're actually using a proper steering wheel, and especially with like those really random thumb grips in the middle, it feels really nice. And when you're kind of gripping, drifting, letting it slide out of your hand when you're racing, it feels like really nice. And I think that kind of touch really helps the experience, and it's a big reason why I really like this wheel. I know with like Fanatec and Moser you can like get custom wheels and stuff, but for a standard basic beginner wheel, I really like the way it feels, and it was a really big selling point to me when I bought it. One thing I really hate, I guess hate is a strong word, but don't like, is the grip on the desk. It's got these two teeth on it. Now the problem is you can do these as tight as you can, and for some reason when I'm playing some racing games it starts to vibrate my desk. Now this is quite a solid IKEA worktop. It's actually a kitchen worktop I use here, and for some reason it just vibrates the desk, which then vibrates the drawers, which then vibrates the floor as well, which I'm sure the neighbors aren't liking. But when I'm playing like a high torquey vehicle, so for example a drag car, sometimes it shakes a lot. I'll see if I can get a sound clip in now. But like, as you can see, it does kind of just rattle the desk and it gets really annoying, and I've tried to tune different settings and stuff, but obviously if you get rid of the force feedback it gets rid of it, but you don't want to get rid of the force feedback, because the whole point of like if you're having a drag car is you want to be able to like kind of battle it and stuff. So yeah, I really don't like that. I may even hate that part. Talking about the force feedback, it is actually one thing I really like. Though I know, you know, Moser, Fanatec, all those kind of things are known for like their newton meters of torque using it and stuff, but the force feedback on this I really like. When it comes to drifting, which is what I do mostly, and kind of like high speed racing, I think the force feedback is really nice. You know, when you're going around a Nürburgring you kind of want to have a bit more realism, so if you go into a corner too fast and you lose traction, it flicks back on you, it will flip back on you. You can change the center spring strength as well, which I think is a really big plus. I don't think you can do that on any of the cheaper versions, but I'm a really big fan of that, especially when it comes to drifting. It kind of slips back into right where you want it, and you know you can always change it. So the force feedback is a really big plus for me. I'm yet to kind of try more expensive brands, but for what I have here, it does what I want it to do. I've even had to tune it down because I don't actually like too much force feedback, like to the max setting. But yeah, really big fan of it. Huge fan. One thing I really don't like, and I'm not sure if this is me being niche, but is the brake pedal. Now, up until like 80%, the brake pedal is really nice, but I find if I have all of the brake pedal in use, I'm having to kind of really drive myself back into my chair to pull it down all the way. Now, I know it's trying to be realistic, but it gets to the point where like I play in my chair at my desk, and you know, I'm forcing myself back, and even though it's gripping on the floor, it really is a pain. So right now I've got it to use like 80% of the brake, and even when I'm drifting and stuff, I can get the full brake experience, but it's just one thing I really don't like. I'm not sure if that's the spring, I'm not sure if it's just mine, but for me personally, I think the brake pedal was too savage, like during the end motion. So I've just set it to quite low. But yeah, not sure if I hate it, but I just really don't like it, and I wish it wasn't there. Another thing I'm a really big fan of is the buttons on it. Not just the controller buttons you would get on like PlayStation controllers, but like the spinny button, the plus and minus button, the paddle shifters. I think they're really nice. I'm a sucker for a good button. I don't know why. I've come from mechanical keyboards. If something is a nice button, I will use it. And I have set mostly all the buttons to do stuff like looking back, adjusting turbo pressure, traction control, looking left and right, doing launch control. And I just really like the buttons. I really like the way they sound. I like the way they feel. They feel very classic PlayStation on the X square, circle, that one. And I'm just a huge fan of it. I also think the paddle shifters feel really nice. It's no BMW M or like AMG Mercedes like shifter, but I think for what it is, it's a really good shifter, and I really like it. And I've kind of learned how to downshift very quickly as well. You start to understand the response and the latency with the shifting. So if you're in like a car which is shifting fastly, you can really take advantage of that and get some nice downshifts going. One thing I'm really not a big fan of, and I didn't actually think this would bother me, but I just don't like the shifter. I mean, it's alright to start out with. It feels okay. Like when you're racing and stuff, it just feels too easy. It feels like with the slightest of force, you can flick it into gear. But then sometimes you'll shift it into gear and it just won't register. And also the spring has broken as well, and I really can't fix it, so that's quite annoying. I can only really tighten it down with the back one and the right one, so it gets a bit painful. But yeah, it just feels cheap. I know it's like 50 quid, but it just feels quite cheap. And even like the leather is starting to go down and won't to stay up anymore, and the plastic knob cover feels really cheap as well. Feels like it's about to fall off. And I really thought I'd like this shifter, because when I first got out, I was like, yeah, this is nice. But then as I started using it more and more, I was like, you know what, I don't like this one. And that Thrustmaster shifter is looking really tempting now. Another thing I really like, now this is really random, I'm not sure whether this is just like, well of course you're gonna like that thing, but I really like the fact there's a one USB connection. I thought when I brought this thing that it would be, you know, USB for pedals, USB for shifter, USB for the wheel, you know, a power cable, that kind of thing. It still has a power cable, but just putting one USB in and having the rest connect to the actual unit is really handy. I'm a huge fan of it, even though I have to spend quite a long time setting up in my desk because I clamp it to my desk and I've got to rewire it every time I take it on and off. I'm just a big fan of one USB. You know, you plug in the power, plug in USB, Logitech G Hub does its thing, does a spinny thing, calibrates it, all those nice things, and it's good to go. And I'm just a really big fan of it. I'm kind of starting to use up all my ports on my PC now that I have like a ring light, you know, the camera, Elgato Cam Link, my Stream Deck. I'm starting to run out of USBs, and I didn't really want to use a USB hub because then it just makes the underside of my desk look really tacky. I know it's probably like a really common thing as to why it's popular, but I'm just a big fan of the one USB. It's minimalism, I guess you could say. But yeah, overall, I've had this thing for nearly coming up to a year now, and I'm a huge fan of it. I definitely feel like I will be making my way up to the next level of quality, so like maybe the Moser range in the next kind of coming couple years. But for someone that's not really done much sim racing in the past, it's really allowed me to bring myself into the world of sim racing at a good level. I feel like I've definitely got my money's worth, especially when buying it in a sale, and it seems like people also really like it. I was looking at comments and stuff from my previous video, and a lot of people are big fan of it. There are a lot of Thrustmaster fanboys in the comments and stuff, but fair dues. I mean, I had to go on a Thrustmaster a couple months ago, and I was like, yeah, you know, I get it. I can see why this is really nice. But for me personally, I'm a massive Logitech fan, and just overall, I've really got my money's worth, and yeah, big fan. I'm not going to do a full in-depth review video because there's a lot more better reviews out there on this platform, but I just thought I'd share my personal thoughts and feelings about this. And after seeing how many people like the first one, I thought 8 months later I would make another one. You know, better late than never. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are so close to hitting 500 subs, and I can't believe that I'm close to hitting it. I didn't even think I'd manage that this year, but again, I really appreciate the support recently. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do like, share, subscribe, do all those kind of things, and comment below if you like a Logitech simulator, or if you have a different one. Let me know. I want to keep this kind of conversation rolling with the whole kind of sim racing setup thing. But yeah, I'm gonna start waffling now because I feel myself going off into distance. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good day and have a nice one.